Very good evening, friends. In this video I am just going to represent you a very beautiful mathematical model called simple interest and compound interest calculator. So for that I will be creating a GUI applications with some labels and some queue line edits along with some buttons, and all they will be arranged using a layout called the grid layout. So first let me create the first labels called the LBR PR, then I copy it, then I need 5 labels, one for principal, one for rate, one for time, one for interest, and one for amount. And I will need 2 buttons for that, and the one button will calculate the simple interest mode of calculation. Another button will calculate the compound interest mode of calculation, my friends. So just don't have to do, just watch my previous videos and now you just start my same applications class, and I'm writing the codes into this functions called the def init UI. I initialize the user interface. So there I make certain changes with the name, and this is called the principal rate time, and one for interest, and another one definitely is for amount. Simple interest functions, SI is equal to principal into rate into time by 100, and the compound interest is calculated using the mathematical formula called the amount equal to principal into 1 plus rate by 100 whole to the power time. So I will create certain line edits for receiving principal, rate, and time. At least these 3 information is very vital, and I'll receive them from the user. I'm using this word, I'll just create them because I will be creating a new function for them, so it's better to keep all these thing a part of the class, means the variables of a class. Then I copy this also here. So 3 edit line edit is called the Q line edit, and they are one for principal, time, and rate. So the 5 labels, 3 this, 2 for displaying the results. So 2 labels are there. Now we need 2 more buttons only, and I'll arrange them in the grid layout format. So the button SI equal to Q push button, and the test on it will be simple interest. And the second button will be another Q push button, but the text on that will be compound interest. This is the way I'm just explaining you GUI model, how you can calculate anything, whatever idea you have, because having idea is more important than knowing Python. Because if you know Python and if you don't have any idea, then I really get surprised what kind of applications you create. Python is so vital and so omnipresent because it works in all fields, like the GUI, in the field of the digital electronics, in the field of artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, and whatnot. You'll be surprised to know that's why the Python is becoming hot cake. And this is very interesting because I have done other programming languages video. You can watch my other video series like the C++, Java, etc. In Python, these variables, there's only the int and float, and there were very few variables are there, but they have a huge capacity to store the information. This is not possible otherwise to do with the C or C++. They have very limited size. So now I create a grid layout, and I will add grid visit LBL PR10. Then second one I will add txt PR. So label for principal and the Q line edit for principal. So one by one, in one row there will be 2 elements, one label and one line edit. So I'll just copy and paste it again and again. I'll change the only things, saves my time. So LBL RT, that's 20, and then txtrt 21 2xtr21 and then lbl time, and then it is 30, and then it is txt tm, and that will be 31. And now I need one more row where I can, okay, two more labels are there, because after this I need two labels, and there I'll be displaying my results. So the 4041 will be two labels, one for displaying the results of simple interest mode of calculation, one for calculating the compound interest mode of calculation. They are just two labels, and I want to display my result on these two labels. That's why I have decided to use labels, and their name is SPR and okay, so they will be placed into the row 4041, and then I'll take two buttons and they will be in the 505 on these two Q push buttons. And what they will have one button to calculate the simple interest and one button to calculate compound interest. On these two buttons I will create some action, some events like the click events, and when the buttons are clicked, then I will calculate and I'll receive the data from these text fields. They are generally text fields, and I'll receive the user information, so whatever user they have, whatever the data like the principal rate time they have placed, and if the user clicks the simple interest button means he wants the simple mode of calculation, and if he clicks on the compound interest, then he wants to compound mode interest mode of calculation. So these two, now look at these two lines, I'm adding the clicked buttons, and I will create two functions. One is simple underscore interest, and another one will be compound underscore interest. So the button ci dot clicked dot connect okay, now I have to define the two functions, and then before that I want to set my layout, because in the previous video I forgot to put the set layout and I was confused where was the error. So it happens. And then two functions I have to define them. This function which you see right now just above where I'm writing key pressed event, this is a signal event generator, and if you press the escape key, then this program will automatically, this window where you are doing all these things will automatically quit. So now let me create a similar, so it has one key pressed event also, and then I'm creating the simple underscore event, then I'll copy def. Yeah, these are the normal Python functions, so the def space, and these are self, it means they are the function of the class, so the self. Okay, now here the logic, I will receive the data from these three text edit text box, and then I will first, I'm just saying that if I write the print, then what happens. So if you click the event, then in the output console you can see the print simple interest and print compound interest, just to see whether the events are working properly or not. This is just a time pass step of just checking whether the things are proper or not, and in the intermediate display of results also you can see, so that at least you can see that till this moment I am correct and all the things are in proper order. So the GUI is proper, everything is nicer. Now let's run and see. Okay, so I create my grid, and now here I run. Now I hope it's all goes well. Oh, here it goes. So, but the order is not fine. It's compound interest is coming. Yeah. So I copied paste. That's why some overlapping is there. So 3 1. Then I need 4 0, 4 1, 5 0, 5 1. Because I have 5 rows. Now when I display, then you see the result. So how many rows are, because in every there are only 2 elements every column. Now I change the height. So now see the order. It's called, the one is label, one is line edit. Label, line edit, label, line edit. So one row have 3 elements, then the 2 labels, interest and amount, and then only one button is seen right now. And if you click on this, you will see compound interest. So now see why I'm not seeing the second button, because yeah, these two have got the same name. So one should be SI, other should be CI. So when you copy paste, you need to keep on changing, otherwise you will be just having the same element multiple times. That's funny. Now you see both the buttons are there. It's looking nicer. Now the calculation part. This 3 line edit you see in front of these 3 labels, principal, rate and time. I have to receive the user information from there, and then I have to typecast them, because whatever user writes in the line edit default, by default they are just you can say the string. But we need to take them as a float value, so I need to typecast them. So now here you see, and in Python you know that if you put the, I expanded the see, now you see how it looks ugly. So this looks prettier when the window is small. So okay, so now this is beautiful. Now I want to go to the programming logic, and that is that this is the where the cursor is blinking, this is the line edit, and from these texts 3 line edit I have to receive the principal, rate and time. So here I go. So the first I need to declare some variables to receive them. So I'll declare txt pr. First I declare p. I can write p equals. Okay, so what happens that when these variables have been declared inside the init UI, and I'll be using them into 2 different functions which I have created as simple underscore interest and the compound interest. So they cannot be accessed from outside. So I have to declare them inside the class body so that they can become the class members. So for that I have to attach the self.txtpr feature with them. So self dot, now using this they become the variable member of a class, and then they can be accessed by all other functions of the same class. So the self dot txtrt. So this is all fine. Now here also I write self dot, because they will always be referred with the help of sys. So these 2 labels will also be accessed from outside, so I place them also in those, and I attach the self these 2 labels. So 3 line edits and the 2 labels all are declared inside the init function, initialization functions, just after the super dot edit. If you do not understand these mechanisms, then watch my previous videos on the Python playlist, and then you will find how this objects oriented mechanism of the Python works. So self.txtpr, self.txtrt, wherever is underlines there you have to attach self, because they have become the part of this. It is self is just kind of this operator. So self, okay, okay. So now I take the data, receive the data from those lines. So p equal to self dot txt pr dot text, because I have to receive data from this. So I need to call the function text. Yes, this function will give me the string, so I need to typecast it to float. So float bracket, and then here it goes. So this is fine. So I need t equal to float. So slowly all the 3 elements I will just receive 3 variables from those 3 text line edit texts, In the Java and other programming languages, they are called as text box, and in the web languages, they are called input text, and here they are called as line edit. And there is also text edit, which just takes a form of a paragraph, which we'll discuss in our next video. So the txt pr, now I'm just checking the name. So the txt rt dot text. So all the three things, text, okay. So I got the ptr value, so I declare one variable si equal to, and the formula is p into t into r by 100. So p asterisk t asterisk r, these are multiplication symbols. So p into t into r by 100, and then amount amt equals p plus si, principal plus si. This way I can calculate my amount, because I have two levels, one for displaying the interest part, another for displaying the amount part. This is not a mathematics class, so I just don't want to explain you what is amount and what is simple interest. So now this one is of no use anymore, so this is done. So now I write, and now I'm displaying it on the label. So self dot lbl interest dot set text, then I have to put them in the proper format. Then what is the format? Double quote, simple interest equal to rupees, or whatever you want to write, dollar equal to rupees plus, and I have to typecast the numerical value to string. So str, and in bracket you write si. Okay, now I just simply copy and paste, and the next label's name is lbl dot amount, so I change the label name lbl amt, here it goes, and then this will become amount, and si will become amt, so this str amt. So now this mode of calculation is done. I simply copy paste, because the data will be received from the very same single box, and when the button, there are two buttons, and the clicks on these two buttons decide which mode of calculation user wants. This is what I have designed. So now the formula for the compound interest is a equal to p1 plus r by 100 whole to the power n. So I need to use mathematical power function, so I need to use mathematics power also. So first I have to import this math. So amt equal to p into math dot power. So for that I have to import my math function. So it's not there. First I have to go and write the import line for that. So import math. So this way you can display slowly we can use the graph also to display the things. We can use many things with this. Let's see, because unless you see, you'll not believe the power of this Python GUI. So now p into math, yes, math dot pow. So here you have to pass one value for base and other value for the index. So I will pass 1 plus r by 100 as base and the t as index. So it becomes 1 plus r by 100 whole to the power t. And compound interest ci is amount minus principal, because amount is directly with this formula. We are calculating the amount directly. So amt minus p. So let me remove these parts, and this amt next line is also not required. Okay, there it is same. Now okay, so I run, And now see, let me just check it out. I hope it's going to work. So 10,000 rupees, 12% per annum, and the time is 3 years. Simple interest. Cool, it's working. Now just press on the compound interest, and here it goes. Thank you very much. Just subscribe to our channel and learn more. Power is knowledge. Knowledge is power.